Oh, hi there, everybody. How you doing? Don't mind me. I'm just drinking some liquid
Demise.
Do I know what that was? No, not a clue. But you know what? You're about to have an awesome day. Why? Because you're about to like and subscribe. Because liking and subscribing gives you a great smile. It's recommended by 9 out of 10 dentists. And you want to smile, don't you? Because frowners are downers. Now, besides all that weirdness, I actually have an admission to make to you guys, and that is that I am, surprise, surprise, I'm sure you're all going to be shocked, a very poor video maker. And the main reason for that being is that I made 3 gift boxes for 3 different prisoners on the server, filled with some stuff they might not have, and I completely spaced on hitting record on any of that stuff. So if you want to see any of that, you might have to go check out their different content resources, their YouTube channels or their Twitches, and I'll have those linked down below. I'm not sure when they're going to post any of that or if they'll even include it in their videos, but go check them out. They're all great. Besides any of that, the other thing that I need to talk about is my audio issues. I'm sure you're all aware of it because you had to hear it. So far, I have been recording on a very cheap headset. I do have a better mic coming, or what I hope is a better mic, coming in the near future that I'll be able to improve my audio. However, I don't think I'll be able to use that in this episode. It'll be next episode that you guys maybe can hear a difference. So things are definitely going to get improved as time goes on, but I'm going to start with my audio just because I know that it's a little awful. So bear with me, guys. Woo, a little bit of a glitch right there. Server's figuring itself out. Okay, besides that, what we got done is we did a little bit of work in here, but not too terribly much. We got a floor down. We got this little ramp here to check on the moss and see what I mess up when I accidentally happen to unload it, because this does need to be chunk loaded while it is in operation. You can see here I've messed that up a couple times. Keep having to come up here and replace the cobblestone with regular stone again because the moss doesn't spawn on cobblestone. Besides that, if you come down here, I kind of got a facade here in the front. I've had this running a bit, but I've stolen a lot of bone, and I had maybe about 4 times as much as this, but I've been using it for other things like wheat for mud bricks, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it produces decently. Definitely needs to run for a while. It's not the most efficient by any stretch, and I might have to double up or change it out entirely for a different one and just leave this one as a supplementary one. I'm not sure. It depends on how much I can leave it running while I'm in the area. So anytime I'm doing buildings around here, I'm definitely going to be having that on just so I can chunk load it and leave it running and try to get enough bones for some future projects I have planned. Besides that, we have an iron farm now. So we got a pillager up there. He actually spawned while I was making this right on top of the roof there. So I managed to get him in a boat, kill his buddies, put him in a hole somewhere, and then sat in a boat with him for like 25 minutes until his crossbow broke. And then besides that, we got 3 villagers in each of these segments here. This, after a bit of a test, produces in the realm of 1,320-ish iron. I'm surprised we haven't seen one drop recently. Oh, there they go. Produces about 1,320-ish iron per hour is the rates roughly for this guy. But yeah, I made him up, or got him built up, got that guy in there, and then I was just waiting for the villagers at that point. So I ended up switching gears mid-build of that and creating this breeder here. Now, I got some issues with the guys in the middle section there. They are not grabbing the composters for their jobs, unfortunately. I think these guys might have capitalized it somehow, and then these guys aren't able to see these ones down here. Not sure how that happened, but I need to go in and break the composter. So really, we only have the top and the bottom segments working right now. But this is based on a design. Same with the iron farm from somebody else on YouTube. I will have those pinned down in the comments if you guys want to make this. But besides just the on-off switch here, which was the only piece of redstone that the person I found on YouTube had, he had them just coming down here in a 3x3 square, which is great, but then I need to put them in minecarts to be able to take them to somewhere like the future trading hall I'm going to put over that way. And so I needed to get some system to get them in. So I ended up coming up with this. When you flick this lever, it throws a block up there to stop that water stream from interfering. Throws these water streams in from the sides, and it pushes them all towards this center space right here. And you can see there's a rail right there. You can just throw minecarts straight in here, and that will put it down into the system. And then all you got to do is flick this lever, and then a villager will come up. Now I've already done this once or twice. Oh, he's going to go back down. That's all fine. It won't break it. But a villager will come up here, and then you can hook this rail up to anywhere that you please. So that is what I have going on between episodes so far. Now, besides that, I do have a short task before I talk about what else we're going to be doing in this episode. I was watching Sincerely Cypher's video, his first video, I believe. That was him on this server, and he asked for a name suggestion, so I am going to go give him a name suggestion. Now, I'm missing my ender chest, but I think I can make it there with 10 rockets. Let's go. Oh, here he is. Hello there, how are you doing? And perfect. Alright, we're going to leave that be right there. So now, as I'm flying around, you guys might get a little bit of lag. I'm getting that too. I'm having to play on just a very poor laptop. Doesn't even have a GPU in it or anything. It's all CPU powered. So yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. That's pretty much all I can say right now. I don't have the ability to have a GPU laptop that can handle this at the moment, but that's the lag issue. I'll hopefully improve that as the season goes on. But for now, let's move on to our future plans. So, right over here from where my base is going to be, we have where the shopping district is. Cypher and Ari and I ended up flying around, and Ari ended up making the decision that, you know what, we're going to stick it right here. The reason being is that originally, when we had started the map, up here was only me, but then what I ended up finding out is Panda had already moved up to here, and then Cypher ended up moving down over here. And now Ari has actually relocated, and they are constructing their big floating city over here. And you can see he's already got the storage room going on, all the fun redstone bits and bombs right there. And him, Etzman, and Disabit are all working on this floating city together. And then there's just little me over here, so they ended up deciding that since everybody is kind of nestled down up in this northwestern, or northeastern, sorry, location from spawn, which is here, that we should move the shopping district up here closer to everybody. Originally, the plan was to put it on this big island over here, but now that would be a trek for anyone to get to. So we're changing that up a little bit, and then plus with how we're going to be doing the shopping district, it's going to not need quite as much space anyways. Waffles, by the way, is right here on this island that I originally thought I might move to, and then I ended up exploring more and finding this one over here that I settled on. Kind of looks like, I think I said drumstick last time. That was an error. I meant like a chicken wing, and then Ari actually pointed out kind of looks like a fish as well. So I'm not quite sure what I'll end up naming the island. For now, it is just home. But yeah, shopping district is going to be going on this island right here. And let's take a peek at it. My project for today is going to be at least leveling this section of the island off. I'm up in this northeastern corner of it, and you can see I've already got some markers down telling people not to mess with this corner. I am not going to be building a shop or anything. What I'm going to be working on is the town hall, actually, of this shopping district. So I've gone and I've gotten, oh, that's not it. There's some dirt for me to do it. There's some marker material in here. You can see I've gotten some quartz together. I thought I had more quartz than that. There's some stone. There's some more quartz. There's some stone, quartz, quartz. So I've gotten some stuff together in order to start the build of this, but I need to level this off. So we're going to jump into time lapse of that, and then I'll talk to you guys while that's going on about what our plans for the shopping district are.
So I'm gonna talk over this time lapse here instead of playing music. Let me know if you guys prefer me just chatting with you versus the music. I can always switch back to the music to do our chat separate from our time lapses. But I wanted to talk to you about the guilds. What I'm placing and building here, as I previously mentioned, is the town hall. And on this island that I'm building is going to be our shopping district. And we are going to have regular shops here, but we're putting a bit of a spin or twist on it. Instead of every person being able to set up any shop they want, we're going to have a range of shops being controlled by a certain guild. So there might be like a carpenter's guild that controls all wood products. There might be a stonemasons guild. There might be a glassblowers guild, or a guild for wool, something along those lines. And anyone can join that guild and assist in keeping the stock up in their individual shops. But to kind of lend some creative freedom to it, and this was Panda's idea specifically, we are going to have guild halls in separate areas of the world, and that gives people the creative freedom to design their guild hall and have it, say, if you're part of the glass district or glass guild rather, then you can have it out in the middle of a desert and create massive amounts of glass there and then ferry it back here to the shopping district. So keeping a central spot for everybody to shop while having the flexibility and creativity for the individual guilds to work together and make some even more cool builds throughout the server. Beyond that, we're also going to be having service guilds. So this isn't just items for sale, but it will also be things like the Adventurers Guild, or somebody even proposed an Assassin's Guild, which will be interesting as well. So we're going to be experimenting a bit. Things are subject to change. We'll know more in the coming week, and I'll let you guys know.
Oi, mate. How you two doing? What's your guys' favorite subject in school? Is it history? History is what you are now. And what I'm about to be if I'm not careful.
Okay, I figured I'd chat with you guys here quick about where we're at right now. So, yeah, what we got going on is a bit of the central building of the town hall, or whatever you want to call this area. So this is just one. I have four more buildings potentially. There's going to be one over this way, and then one here, and then mirroring it on this side as well. One there, and then you'll kind of come in this way. Will be the entrance way up to here, and there'll be a courtyard and kind of like a garden here amongst the buildings um, throughout. But we're focusing solely on this right now. So, a couple things. I do not like this section right here, especially. I feel like it's not the right shape that matches the rest of the building. I don't know what to do with it quite yet, though, so I'm kind of leaving it for now. I feel like it should have come a little bit maybe more out and up to a point here, but then I feel like that's more ship, the front of a ship-like, whereas this is very classical looking right here with the solid angles and the flat surface with the decoration within it. But another thing that I really hate is this deep slate roof. I thought I'd like it. I tried it out in creative and it looked good, but as I'm going, I just don't think it is the right fit. So what I'm doing is I've already gone and collected some warp stem. So I'm thinking about switching it over to that and switching over to some warp planks. But my first choice, honestly, would probably be copper. And I think mixing a splash of color in with the white would definitely make the building pop a bit more. Because right now it's all very plain, and I'm a little bit worried about with the palette I have because you got your stone, and stone kind of goes with anything, and this kind of goes with anything. But if you look at this closely, it's kind of a warm white. Doesn't really have pigment, and neither does the stone in a lot of ways. There's no splash of color. Everything's very bland. Same with the black. There's no pigment. There's no splash of color within it. It's all just kind of your monotone colors. So I think I mean, just look how much that pops the eye, the diamond block there. So I think having a splash of color definitely will improve it, and I'm thinking I'll bring that out in the rough. Now back here in these behind the pillar walls, which I have to do that. This was me playing with a little bit and trying to play with the design. So we have smooth sandstone and we got bone block here, and I think I need to lessen the bone block, but I'm not sure if I'll keep the smooth sandstone. I'm debating the wall choice as well. Maybe I should just do straight, spruce or something like that, stripped logs. I'm not sure. So I'm leaving that up, seeing how I feel about it, and I'll probably come back to that at the very end after I got the main bones together of this build. I still have to do the dome on the top of the building yet, and since that requires, my roofing choice, that's where I went and got the stem, and I really need to make a choice on my roof. But I might ask some others, and maybe Panda, maybe Ari, and Cypher, and see what they think and what I should change it to. Besides that, definitely need to do some choices here at the bottom of the pillars, because that just looks very abruptly switching. So one option I have here is the spruce planks. I played around with the mangrove because another choice of the roof I had was maybe a red roof. But I feel like it just makes it, I mean, yes, you have the white to lighten it a little bit, but it makes it just so, I don't know, evil looking. And this isn't necessarily an uh, evil building. It's supposed to be the town hall. So didn't want to do that, although I do love the fact that it has the hole in it, so it brings out that, lets the white show through. It kind of makes it a smooth transition. So there's some other trapdoor designs we could do, other choices. Another one would be copper, and I really like that idea. The reason I'm not instantly going with copper over the warp stems is solely because I just don't have enough of it, and I don't think I could harvest it fast enough. I don't have any automated way of doing that, not at this point in the game. So I think I'm going to go with the warp stem and the rough, see how that looks. I don't know, you might watch a time lapse now of me putting it in and then taking it out right away. So, but for now, I am gonna probably get that warp stem stripped down or adjusted into planks and then start on that dome up top. So let's jump back into a time lapse.
All right, now that's done up there, and we got all our roofs on and everything. I'm still not quite sure about this segment. I'm going to leave it for now and see how I feel about it as time goes on. I've put in that interior walls here. I finished those buildings somewhat, and we even have, ooh, I'm missing a slab here, and we even have a floor in here. It needs a bit of variation put to it. I have my brightness right now cranked just so we can see in here, because otherwise this is like looking into the void up here. And I think what we might end up doing is kind of where this line of bricks is, end up taking that, putting in a lighter block, and concaving the ceiling up to the center point here. So just a gradual arc up to the center to make it rounded off. And then that way it will lighten the room. Also need to do a couple hanging lights, but I'm trying to wait and see how I'm going to end up designing inside this building before I make decisions on the lighting in here. So right now we just got torches. You can see we got our two separate side buildings in here with access to the back. The plan for back here, and I definitely need to torch this area, is to have kind of like a garden area. So this is going to have a cliff into the water off the back here. I'll round out all this and terraform it later. Or landscape it later, whatever you want to call it. And then there'll be kind of just like a short wall, or maybe just like a handrail or something. And then a garden in here, so kind of like a resting area on the back side of the building. These individual buildings we'll be using for different things. One could be, you know, like a tax office or a loan office or something along those lines. We can have it be a meeting area, a courthouse. We got obviously the three, I think it's 3 squares underneath us, but in addition to that, we have underneath the dirt slab that we can make an entire basement as well. So we got a lot of room downward as well as a couple floors upward. So we have this floor immediately. Go up there quick. My mouse froze there. Let's try to get back over there. So we got the floor up there and the floor here. To access these 2 floors, we're definitely going to need a bubble elevator in order to get to them. So yeah, we'll have to install that and figure out how it fits into below. And then you can see I end up using, my mouse is not doing me favors right now. I don't know what's going on. You can see I end up using copper kind of as like a apex of the roof. I don't have it waxed. I'm gonna let it go all the way down to green, see how that looks, but I might end up changing it back and waxing it later on. I don't have a bee farm though, so that's gonna be a bit of a challenge. I might have to beg some wax off of somebody. And then yeah, let me know what you guys think about these walls, because honestly I'm divided. We got the bone blocks mixed with the smooth sandstone. I was trying to go for a warmer color since, you know, there's so much marble in here and that's warmer. We do have the stone brick, which is, I would say, a bit of a colder color, but it's kind of more on the neutral side of the colder, so it kind of does work. But yeah, it's. I was trying to do something that blends into the back, but maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should do something that pops. But I'm worried because we already have the roof that pops, so it need to match that. There's a lot of considerations there. But yeah, definitely need to figure out our walls. On those floors, I'm gonna do kind of like this wall here, whatever color we end up deciding, inset by like 2 blocks on each of those floors, just so that when you look at that, it kind of looks more rounded out on the inside of that thing instead of just open. And then, yeah, like I said earlier, I'm going to mark it down with some wool here quick, but we're going to have a wall extending out to that. There's going to be a building over in this area, and then the building will have a wall coming off of here into another separate building over in this area, and then that finally will have lead into the gateway, and then that will be mirrored on that side as well. 1, 2, and then the gateway over there. So yeah, still got a lot to do. We still have to do, you know, the interior. Depending on how that copper looks, I might at some point take the copper up into the dome as well down the road. But I just really wanted to get the bones on this building, and we might even, you know, change gears and do the interior first before we even do these exterior buildings, just so that this building alone can get used. And then once I got all the buildings in, I'll switch over. I'll do terraforming. We'll have this gradually arced, and then we are good to go. And yeah, shopping district is open for business. So definitely want to get this complete by next episode. You'll probably see it all in next episode, and then the following episode. That might be more guild stuff related. So we will see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.